another very important thing that happened to me that year was that I met my late husband, who was a Middle East specialist, and whose life was devoted to the Middle East later as a professor at UCLA in Middle Eastern Studies, where David got his PhD a bit later, and where we went back and forth on sabbatical to the Middle East. So this experience in the region continued as we went back and forth. And 3 of my 4 children were born there in the American University of Beirut hospital. So that was a great bond. When we didn't go to Lebanon, we went to Egypt to the American University in Cairo. And these American universities became very much a part of our lives. And they were inspiring in that they took abroad the very best values of our country at a time when we were engaged in warlike activities in that part of the world. And of course, always there was this, the tension of our loyalty to Israel and the imbalance of that situation. And yet I must say, these 2 American universities were highly appreciated, and many, many, many people in that part of the world sought to have an education that said American in front of it. And particularly these 2 universities where they could get an American education in their local culture. So that was a very important part of this journey. Now I should mention, just going back a bit, that my late husband's parents had gone to Turkey in 1919 to work with what was called then the Armenian Relief, and later became the Near East Relief, and now the Near East Foundation. But it was one of the early aid organizations, and it laid a groundwork that has been, that set precedents for our overseas relief work, and then assistance and helping other countries to develop and become self-sufficient. So that was very interesting, and they then later went to teach at the American University of Beirut, and that's why my late husband and his siblings were actually born there on the campus.